Hey, it's Paul from howtoplaybass.com. Today's lesson is the second part of With a Little Help from My Friends. Paul McCartney with the Beatles, of course. This covers the section from after the first bridge. So we're going to look at verse 3, there's a chorus, bridge 2, and then there's another chorus and an outro. And then you can learn all those parts and put them together with the parts we learnt in part 1 of the tutorial, and we can play through the entire song in pretty much how McCartney played it. Before we get started with the first section that we're going to look at today, if you're not already a subscriber to my free monthly e-zine, click the link that's underneath this video, head over to my website and go and subscribe. In return for subscribing, you'll get a sequence of song tutorials in video and PDF format that will come to you over the next few days via email. Plus there's a monthly song tutorial, again in video and PDF format. And again, all this material just comes to people who've subscribed. All it takes is your email address. So go and do that, head over and do that, and then come back here and we'll pick up the tutorial where we left off in part 1. We'd finished the first bridge and now we've got to go and do verse 3. Okay, let's pick up where we left off in part 1, which was the end of the first bridge. That goes back to verse 3. Verse 3 is very similar to verses 1 and 2 that we looked at in part 1 of the tutorial, but there are some variations. I'll split it down into 2 4-bar sections. Here's the first 4 bars. Okay, and what we're playing, first bar, E to B, 7th, 9th fret of the A and the D strings. Then the second bar, we're going to play this. We're playing F sharp, 9th fret of the A string, B, C sharp, 9th and 11th frets of the D string, up to the octave of E at the 9th fret of the G string. Then the third bar, we're playing F sharp, B, 9th fret of the A and the D string. Notice the pause. Then we're back to E. E at the 7th fret of the A string, then we're playing, which is F sharp, E, 11th and 9th fret of the G string, C sharp, B, 11th and 9th fret of the A string. Sorry, 11th and 9th fret of the D string. That kind of feel. So that's the first 4 bars. I'll play them again. So bars 5 to 8 of verse 3, we're going to play, this is the 4-bar pattern we're going to play. And then we'd be into the chorus, which we'll do in the next section. So what we're playing starts off again, we've just got E and B, 7th and 9th frets of the A and the D string. Note the beat rest on beat 2, and note more B's. So it'd be 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, then we go up and play repeated bar 2. F sharp, B, C sharp, E. And the next bar we're just going to drop back to F sharp and play 2 B's, but then we've got get down to D sharp, 6th fret of the A string, to get to E for the last bar. And the last bar we're going to play, which is just E in its octave, 7th and 9th frets of the the A and the D string. So that's that 4 bars. I'll play it one more time. That takes us down to that D natural note, which will be the first note of the next chorus. It's the next section to look at, so we'll move on and look at that. Next chorus is just a 6-bar chorus, again bit like the one before, a couple of slight variations on what we did in part 1, and sets up the bridge. So we're going to play, I'll just play the 6 bars slowly. Okay, so what we're playing starts off D. That's the first bar. We're playing 3 D naturals, 5th fret of the A string, up to A at the 7th fret of the D string, then to D sharp before we get to E, which is the 6th fret of the A string. So then we'd be playing 4 E's and drop to C sharp. E's the 7th fret of the A string, C sharp's the 4th fret of the A string. Then we play a similar phrase to the first bar. So we're playing D, D, A, D sharp. Then we're going to play, which is E, 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 C sharp. E's the 7th fret, C sharp the 4th fret again of the A strings. Then the 5th bar we're going to play, which is A, 7th fret of the D string, C sharp at the 4th fret, E at the 7th fret, that's the A string, then C sharp and B, 4th fret of the A string, 7th fret of the E string, and then we've got 4 E's, 7th fret of the A string, to close the section out and take us to the next bridge, second bridge. So I'll play through one more time the 6 bar chorus. And then that C sharp's the first note of the next bridge, the second bridge. Let's go and look at that. Okay, the second bridge, similar to the first bridge we looked at in part 1 of the tutorial, a couple of minor variations, 8 bars. Again, I'll split it down into 4 bar sections. So the first 4 bars sounds like this. So what we've got, C sharp, 4th fret of the A string, the octave, 6th fret of the G string, 2 B's at the 4th fret of the G string, F sharp, sorry, not F sharp, G sharp, 6th fret of the D string, takes us to F sharp at the 4th fret of the D string, E at the 7th fret of the A string, D sharp, C sharp, 6th and 4th fret of the A string. So that first 2 bars, and then we've just got a basic quarter note pattern for the second 2 bars, E, E, D, D, A, 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 E and D, 7th and 5th fret of the A string, A, 7th fret of the D string. That takes us to the second 2 bars, very similar to that first 4 bars. In fact, the only difference is that last swung 8th note, which is a C sharp instead of another A, 4th fret of the A string, which sets up the last chorus and the outro, which starts on D. So that second 4 bars identical to the first 4 bars except that last note. And again, takes us to D, that's where we're headed towards. So it takes us to the last chorus and the outro, the last section of the tutorial we need to look at. Let's go look at that. The last chorus and the outro, which you just heard being played along with the backing track. Last sections we need to pick up. We've got 6 bars for the chorus and then 5 bars for the kind of that little outro tag. So we'll split them into 2 sections. I'll do the chorus part first, very similar to chorus sections we looked at already. So I'll play the 6 bars and then we'll go through them and then we'll do the outro. So those 6 bars should sound like this. And that held D will be the first note of the outro. Okay, the notes, very similar location wise to what we've done already. First bar, we've got D sharp, D, 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 A, D sharp, and then we're down to up to E, and then that last one drops to C sharp. All those locations should be familiar with you. Repeat again. So D, D, 2 A's, and then back to D sharp. And then on the 4th bar of the 6-bar chorus, we're going to play a pattern where we go up from E, the 7th fret of the A string, and we've got that repeated 3 times, which is a slide from D sharp to E, 8th and 9th fret of the G string. And then after the 3rd time you do that, we're going to play the open D string, and that will allow us to move our hand, get to A, and play that pattern you should be familiar with for the 5th bar, which is A, C sharp, E, C sharp, B. And then the last bar of the 6-bar chorus, we're going to kind of repeat the figure we just did, play the low E there, or the low E, the middle E, 7th fret of the A string, and get those 3 slides in, 8th to 9th fret of the G string. And then we're down to the outro section. Starts with playing D natural, 5th fret of the A string for a bar, then A, the 7th fret for a bar, and then we've got just playing 4 G naturals, 5th fret of the D string. Notice they're played staccato, 4 A's at the 7th fret of the D string, and then that held note is B at the 9th fret of the D string, and that finishes the tune. And you then go back, learn all those parts in isolation, put them together, and be able to play through the tune. As I said in the intro to part 1, it's not McCartney's hardest bass line, but it's a nice little bass line, some nice stuff in it. Definitely worthwhile learning all the parts and learning the differences. If you've got a gig on Saturday and you need to learn it very quickly, then you can just isolate it down to 6-bar chorus, verse pattern. So just learn these patterns: verse pattern, 6-bar chorus, bridge, and the outro, and just repeat them at the appropriate sections, and that should pretty much get you through the tune. So hope you enjoyed that tutorial. I'll catch you in the next one.